Good evening. Five Valleys Land Trust welcomes you to the 2021 Stewardship Society.
My name is Jeff Roth, and it's my pleasure to welcome you on behalf of Five Valleys Land Trust. I want to thank all of you for joining us this evening, and I want to thank you for being members of the Stewardship Society. Right now, I'm standing on the Kim Williams Trail. Here we are in the middle of February in the winter, and we're all social distancing. So I'm sorry we're not all together at Scotty's like we've been in the past, but it doesn't mean that we're not going to have a great night together and that we're not going to have plenty to celebrate with Five Valleys. And it's always so easy to talk about Five Valleys because we have wonderful people and we're working with the land. And I know that's why you support Five Valleys Land Trust, and you volunteer, you help make donations, you support our projects across Western Montana, and you're going to hear a lot more about our work with Five Valleys in the future as we talk about our strategic business plan and our strategic initiatives tonight. It's all exciting news, and we have plenty to look forward to. So thank you for joining us tonight.
I'm Whitney Schwab, Executive Director of Five Valleys Land Trust. I'm joining you tonight from the Five Valleys cabin at the Rock Creek Confluence property. Thank you all for joining us from the comforts of your home. I hope you're enjoying a dessert from Scotty's table or Posh chocolate while you tune in. I also want to thank Scotty's and Posh for supporting us tonight. I'm really excited to have the opportunity to share with you tonight some of our successes of the past year, thanks to you and your unwavering support. We were able to protect critical agricultural lands and wildlife habitat in the Potomac Valley. We also made significant progress on our Mount Dean Stone open space project here in Missoula. The Dean Stone Corridor, a 350-acre connection from the South Hill Spur to the top of Mount Dean Stone, is now connected with the High, Wide, and Handsome Trail and on track to be open for use later this summer. The work of the board, the staff, our members, including each of you, to adapt to this unprecedented circumstance over the past year has been tremendous. You may recall that we didn't gather for the first time in 25 years last May when we had to forego holding our spring banquet. But that doesn't mean we weren't out on the land. In fact, what we witnessed is that now more than ever, our lands are critical to our community's health and well-being. Thank you for being a part of that. With the flexibility and creativity, as well as the care, concern, and support of all of you, we weathered one of the strangest times in our history this past year. However, we were able to steward and monitor our nearly 200 easements spanning over 80,000 acres of Western Montana landscape, and we appreciate you, our landowners' resilience and can-do attitude in working together to make that happen. Speaking of adaptability, the effort we underwent together with our partners to ensure we could move forward our project work was incredible. We now know almost to a person who prefers Zoom and who still prefers a good old-fashioned phone call. And while we all can't wait to get back to face-to-face meetings as a regular business practice, I think there's been some incredible advances that have helped us be more effective in our work together using technology over the past year. Speaking of face-to-face meetings, it was so great to have the chance to share outside time with so many of you this past summer out on our lands. Our socially distanced workday on Mount Dean Stone to help with trail building on the High, Wide, and Handsome Trail was incredible. To simply taking some hikes up there to check out the new scenery, as well as our stewardship volunteer days out here at the Confluence property, we were able to connect with many of you and connect many of you to the lands to share the joy of conservation in a safe and socially distanced manner. As we look ahead, I'm happy to share that over the past year, we were able to complete a strategic business planning process. It was an incredible time to set out to answer the question, how and where can we be most effective in our work in the coming years? The result is a sound roadmap to guide our work of the next 3 to 5 years, looking out to a 10-year horizon for greatest impact. And we're excited to launch 4 strategic conservation initiatives that 4 of our board members will share more about with you in just a moment. These initiatives focus on community open space, stewardship, climate adaptation and resilience, and large landscape wildlife habitat connectivity and the working lands that sustain them.
Hi, I'm Julie Fogarty. I'm on the board of directors for Five Valleys Land Trust, and I'm excited to introduce the conservation initiative that expands public access on community open spaces. I think it goes without saying that the communities throughout our service area are at the heart of all of the work that we do, but for many years, much of our work has focused on working with private landowners until more recently we started expanding our role in community open spaces. Here we are today at the Rock Creek confluence. We worked on the Lincoln Community River Park, as well as we own land now on Marshall Mountain, among many other projects, all of which have brought more individuals to the land, improving their physical health, mental health, connecting them just for the joy of it. With this initiative, we hope to not only keep up with the ever-increasing demand on our open spaces and use pressures, but also expand the equity of the underserved populations that currently don't have those same opportunities. We also hope to broaden the accessibility of the trails and the projects so that we can serve more diversity of user groups. The more opportunities we provide for the access of community open spaces, the more people we connect to the land, the healthier our communities are, and the more support we have among our partnerships to steward and manage these lands well into the future. So thanks for all your support.
Stewardship is, as most of you know, is simply the act of caretaking the lands. To me, stewardship is a trifecta of words. It is legacy, meaning it has perpetuity into the future, but it has perpetuity in giving back to what we have worked so hard for. And it's beyond my grandkids. It's beyond their grandkids. It's forever. So thank you very much.
Hi everyone, my name is Mike Foote. I'm a Five Valleys Land Trust board member, and I want to bring attention to one of our efforts moving forward. Amidst a changing climate, we will be addressing more adaptation and resilience efforts. We hope to do that in a few ways. First of all, we want to communicate with you and our key communities through surveys and listening sessions to find our common ground of what climate change issues we care most about. We also plan to work with our partner organizations and agencies to work together and collaborate towards these adaptation and resilience goals. And lastly, in our own efforts at the stewardship and conservation level, keeping these things in mind and prioritizing projects that help further these goals, such as carbon sequestration in grasslands and in our forests. Thanks so much for listening.
Hi everyone, Denny Iverson here. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about large landscape and how that ties into connectivity for wildlife. And you know, Five Valleys over the years has done a great job, along with your help, to protect large landscapes and for wildlife connectivity. And up in Potomac now, we've got large ranches intact, protected under conservation easement to provide connectivity both north and south and east to west for iconic critters like the grizzly bears and wolves and elk and even our iconic cows and iconic characters like me. So thanks for your support over the years, and we look forward to telling you more about it.
As you've just heard, we are continuing on with our core work, guided by our mission to protect, for future generations, Western Montana's natural legacy, while meeting the current and emerging conservation needs throughout our service area. We look forward to updating you and working together as we embark on these efforts. We're turning 50 in 2022. Yes, 50. It's hard to believe it's been nearly 50 years since we got our start at our humble beginnings as the Five Valleys River Parks Association. We were awarded a $100 grant to help protect the riverfront corridor that is so integral to life here in Missoula. We can't wait to celebrate with you at this time next year as we reflect upon 50 years of conservation in western Montana and look ahead to what the next 50 years could bring. I want to thank each of you for being valued members of Five Valleys Land Trust Stewardship Society. Have a great rest of your evening.